Yeah, it's so true. I tell you what, your little story about the starting up the podcast and procrastinating for 2 years, that's exactly my story about my health routine. For two and a
Yeah.
half years, I wasn't doing any exercise, nothing. And all I kept doing was just saying, I need to introduce exercise in my life. And it just became like a daily mantra until eventually I had
Yes.
a kind of kick up the backside and simply got up
Mm.
10 minutes earlier and started doing a little 7-minute exercise routine. And that started off this whole sort of big snowboard of building an amazing
Yeah.
health routine, which now propels me in
Yeah.
my business. So before the work you are doing today, it seems like that you spent decades collecting qualifications, maybe, just like the best of us,
100%. Yeah.
searching for confidence, as we mentioned, indeed. So when you look back at those years of constant learning and self-investment, what were you really trying to fix at the time?
I was trying to fix me and the demons. My kind of really real backstory is when I was very young, from the age of 5 to 15, I was really badly bullied at school
Right.
by one particular ringleader, but then everyone else around her. And to the point I kind of withdrew. And so that really, when I first started my career, I didn't want to speak out. I would hide. I couldn't even speak about myself. I couldn't even say to my boss, actually, I am ambitious. This is what I want to do. I really want to be successful. That thing about being successful was really there for me, really deep. But I always was worried about voicing it. I knew if I spoke about it, I would cry. It was so deep and so emotional. So I actually stopped myself.
Sounds like it was almost like a miracle that you got a job. Like
Yeah,
going for an
yeah,
interview sounds like it must have been really painful for you.
yeah. Well, to be honest, I got my first ever kind of real job from a friend. I was at college. I was doing sport and health and fitness. So I have got that routine. A friend of mine was working in a benefit office and she said to me, we're looking for some people to come in the summer. Would you be able to do it? And I was like, oh yeah. And so I did it. I was absolutely fine because I didn't really need to have an interview. But then, as we were building and they asked me to stay on, it was kind of a fluke that I got there. But then I realized that I wanted more. I was loving it. I could see lots of opportunity, but I was too scared to say anything. So yeah, that whole lack of confidence ran with me till I was about 23, 24. And then I thought, well, everyone around me, all my bosses had MBAs. So I was like, right, I need to get an MBA. So I went on this 6-year journey of getting an MBA, going to university 2 nights a week, literally spending hours. And then I got that and I still didn't feel successful. And then I thought, right, loads of people have got coaching qualifications and do NLP. Oh, I'm going to go and do that. I did that and I passed everything with like really flying colours. But every single time I still didn't feel successful. So I went and found another thing until I was 44, Ildiko. It took
Wow.
me 44 to realise that another qualification wasn't going to make me confident, wasn't going to get rid of the demons that were in my head about not feeling good enough, that self-doubt and all of that. So I kind of went on a whole nother journey of researching what makes successful people successful. And out of that, and I've spent the rest of my time, and I'm now 58, actually still doing that every day, researching what do people do, how do they do it, finding the patterns. And then that's what I kind of coach and mentor the business owners I work with is what are those patterns? And so some of those are about prioritizing and
Indeed.
getting clarity.
I was about to lead into that, that you obviously now help founders to build heart-led businesses and you
Yeah.
help them with their structure and to build that freedom that we all chase.
Yes.
So today, how do you personally decide what deserves your time and what no longer gets placed in your day?